Hello and welcome to another episode with your favorite Project Lead the Way instructor, Mr. Spaeth. Today we're going to be talking about Autodesk Inventor and just giving a quick introduction. So what I'm going to do is share my screen with you and you can follow along. I'm going to be going through the start of the worksheet, 4.1D, and we're going to go through some but not all in this first video of that worksheet. So here should be my screen, so you should be able to see me opening up Autodesk Inventor, and we're just going to go along with number 3, where it asks what are the 4 Inventor base environments and file extension names. So the first thing you're going to see when you get in Inventor, you might see a little beginning screen that asks you if you want to start learning or you want to start creating. Just hit the Start Creating button, and you should get to this screen right here. Now, my students will have no need for this screen right now. You will be able to see what extensions a part, assembly, and a drawing file use, but we're going to find those a different way, okay? My students are going to go to New, and we're going to find the folder that says Mesmer. And from here, we're going to look at a part file, an assembly file, a drawing file, and a presentation file. Notice a part file has the extension .ipt. An assembly file has the extension .iam. A drawing file has the extension IDW. And a presentation file has an extension IDM.
Please report to the front desk.
Okay, the next thing I want to do is just take you through what this means. A part file, notice you're going to be making one part of maybe many parts that go together to form your final assembly or your final product. Okay, you're going to make individual parts. In what you see here is an isometric view. So we're going to go through it at a later time how to make drawings just like that. We're going to spend a lot of time on it. An assembly file is then taking multiple parts and putting them together. We call it constraining them together. A drawing file is used to kind of annotate or dimension your parts. And this is why we use specifically my Mesmer folder in my class when we're starting either parts, assemblies, drawings, or presentations. Our drawing file is specifically for Mesmer Catholic Schools. If I click in, it asks me my drawing scale. Let's just say I'm scaling 1 to 1. That just means 1 inch is equal to 1 inch. Let's say I'm in block 3B, Mr. Spaeth, and the name of my drawing, I'm just going to say sample for right now. And I click OK. Notice everything that I entered populates into my header here for my paper. I have the Mesmer Catholic School logo on the bottom. I'm in block 3B. I'm in scale 1 to 1, Mesmer High School, Project Lead the Way, Mr. Spaeth, and the title of my drawing is Sample. If I would have gone to just the original screen, this screen, and went to Drawing File, I would not have gotten that header. Okay, so whenever we're using parts or drawing parts in Inventor or assembling them, we are going to New, the Mesmer folder, and we're picking one of these 4. Okay, and then lastly, the presentation file. This is where we can actually animate our assembly. We can pull it apart. We can label certain areas. We can show how it comes together. It's going to be really, really important when we show how our puzzle piece goes together. Okay, so moving on to number 4, we're going to open up a part file, and we're just going to discuss what we see when we look at that part file. We're going to give a name to some of these things. Okay. So you will see a ribbon across the top here. These are all called ribbons. They have different tabs that we see different things on. This over here is my browser. If let's say I open up a brand new part, you're going to be able to see all the different steps that I took when I made that part. So if I go to I should be able to go to my Project Lead the Way, IED. I'm going to look at my train. That folder's empty. my puzzle. So let's open up my blue piece. Here's my blue piece of my puzzle. Notice in my browser I did 2 different extrusions. We'll talk about what those are later. But it goes through all the steps that I went through in order to make an object. Then my browser is really, really important. Obviously, over on this side, you see my part. We call that our graphics window. And this just shows what all these actions that I took actually made when I did that. Okay, so 4 should be done. Going on to the next one. So this button up here, we call this our application button. If we want to save this part as something, if we want to open a new part, open an existing part, export to a different file format, or even print, this is the place we would go. The next, we have our quick access toolbar, which is really nice if we just want to save really, really quick. Or if we want to undo the previous operation. That's really the only reasons I use these, other than I can change my color. Up here, you notice I put everything as nice wall paint, glossy blue. All right, if I wanted yellow satin, boy, that looks horrible. Canary. So I can change the color of my object by using this quick action toolbar, or quick access toolbar. Okay, like I said before, I have different tabs. This is my 3D model tab, my sketch tab, tools, my view tab, which is really important if I want to change up my user interface. Let's say I deleted my browser and I don't know how to get it back. Just go over to my user interface, check on browser, and there it's back. Same thing with a bunch of my little view cube that's over on the side. I can, if I ever accidentally get rid of that, I can just get it back by going to user interface. Let's see. We have tabs. We have commands within the tab. So this would be the extrude command. And if I hover over, sometimes it even gives me a little video on how it's used. Let's see, on revolve. Okay. And then these are little panels. So this would be the modify panel, the create panel, and the sketch panel. So hopefully you enjoyed my first video on Autodesk Inventor, and hopefully you learned a little bit something. If you have any questions, leave a comment, or if you're in my class, just ask me a question. All right. Thanks again. Like, link, share, subscribe this just so we can get some views on my videos, and I can hopefully bring you more videos that help you out with your class or help you with the class of the Introduction to Engineering Design.